Welcome to the deep dive, where we cut through the noise so you can get the knowledge you need fast.
Yeah, get smart efficiently.
Exactly. And this time, you pointed us to Jeb Blount's book, Virtual Selling, a quick start guide to leveraging video.
Right. It's really positioned as a kind of playbook, isn't it, for this virtual sales world?
Totally. So our mission today, it's simple. Pull out the core stuff, the nuggets from this book that you can use right away.
Uh-huh. To get better at virtual selling, no matter where you're starting from, tech-wise.
You gave us the source. Now let's, dive deep into what really matters for you.
Okay, so first thing, Blount doesn't pull any punches. He calls this whole shift a hurricane.
A hurricane, wow.
Yeah, and he says it's here to stay. Virtually yours, I think is the phrase.
Right. And it's not like virtual selling is brand new, is it? It's been around.
Exactly, like 20 years.
Yeah.
But the pandemic, that really forced everyone's hand. It became the only way for a bit.
And now?
Now, he argues it's often becoming the best way, and definitely, the most cost-effective way to connect.
So it's not just plan B anymore. But he's not saying face-to-face is dead either, right?
No, definitely not. That's a key point. He says everything works. It's not about ditching old methods.
It's about blending them.
Precisely. Blending works best, being strategic, thinking about probability, which channel gives you the best shot right now.
Instead of just evangelizing one way, video is the only way kind of thing.
Right. Pragmatic. And he tackles those common pushbacks, from field sales folks.
Oh, yeah. My customers prefer face-to-face, or nobody answers the phone anymore.
We all heard him. My industry is different. Blount basically says, look, virtual selling is just communicating without being physically there.
Using the tools we mostly already have, phones, video, email, text.
Yeah, exactly. It's not rocket science.
Yeah.
It's just how business gets done now.
And he makes a really good point about why these tools exist.
Yeah, they were developed as kind of facsimiles, right? For that face-to-face, human-to-human connection. That's the goal.
Which leads to that distinction he makes. Synchronous versus asynchronous.
Synchronous is talking with people, live, real time.
Like video calls, phone calls.
Right. And asynchronous is more talking at people. Email, pre-recorded stuff.
And the danger is relying too much on the asynchronous.
That's what he warns against. It's easy to just send emails, but you lose that connection, that story he tells about the salesperson almost getting fired.
Oh, the one who avoided actually talking to people.
Yeah. And he compares their salary to like a $19 a month robot. It's harsh, but it makes the point.
It really does. Because for anything complex, you need that live human interaction.
For you and the customer, that's where you really get the motivations, the needs, build that emotional connection.
You just can't get that depth from an email chain.
Right. Which brings us back to blending. You mentioned your early sales days, how important face-to-face was.
Oh, absolutely. Especially in my field back then, products were similar, pricing was close. It often came down to trust, relationship.
Seeing their operation firsthand.
Yeah. Exactly. Walking the floor, understanding their challenges, that built the relationship, kept competitors out.
But the trade-off was time, wasn't it? All that driving.
So much windshield time. That's where shifting my prospecting mostly to the phone initially was such a revelation.
More calls, wider net.
Way more calls, bigger pipeline, higher probability of finding opportunities. That's when blending clicked. Virtual for outreach, save the in-person for when it really counts.
And that's Blount's core message on this. Blend intelligently. Think about it. When do you need to be there? When is video better than a call? What's the right sequence?
It's not one size fits all. It requires strategy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Emotional intelligence, EQ.
Right. Understanding and managing emotions, yours and theirs. He says it's even more critical now.
In this tech-heavy world, absolutely. He even talks about sales EQ.
Sales EQ, what does that do?
Well, he said it helps equalize relationships, speed up communication, expand connections, lower costs, and move deals forward. It's about using tech with emotional awareness.
But he also warns about a dark side.
Yeah, this kind of false idea that because you're virtual, relationships don't matter as much.
Which leads back to relying too much on asynchronous stuff, like email.
Exactly. And it might appeal to reps who maybe aren't comfortable with direct interaction anyway.
And he addresses that fear, right? The hang-ups people have with video calls, even the phone.
He does. He points out you can teach someone how to use Zoom, but getting over the fear, that's personal. It's about controlling your actions, reactions, your mindset.
Which is a perfect lead-in to video calls themselves. He calls them the most powerful virtual channel.
He does. Because seeing someone, it just makes you seem more human, builds trust faster, gets that emotional connection going quicker than just audio.
Yet still underutilized, he thinks?
It seems that way, even though it's so easy now, right? Convenient, cost-effective, connect with anyone, anywhere.
And he has specific goals for that first video meeting.
3 main ones. Make a great first impression, build that connection, qualify the opportunity properly, and generate enough interest to get the next step.
Keep it fairly short, like 30 to 60 minutes.
Yeah, that's the suggestion. And the main goal of that first meeting is really just closing for the next meeting.
Makes sense. And he contrasts field reps using video for efficiency more meetings with inside sales, using it for deeper connections, maybe higher conversions.
Exactly. That anecdote he shares, his team doing 27 video discovery calls across different continents for one big deal.
Yeah, and only the final negotiation was in person.
It just shows the power and reach. By the time you hit the presentation, if you've used video well, the relationship's often solid. And frankly, stakeholders often prefer the convenience of virtual presentations by then.
Okay, let's touch on the psychology he brings up, this negativity bias.
Right. Our brains are kind of wired to look for threats. And unfortunately, sometimes salespeople get perceived as a threat subconsciously.
So prospects are scrutinizing everything. Our words, nonverbals, even our background.
Pretty much. Looking for reasons not to trust or reasons why this change is risky. It's that inherent caution.
And that fuels confirmation bias, looking for evidence to support their fears.
Yeah. They might latch onto small things, your messy background, a slight hesitation as proof.
Yeah.
That's why he says you're always on stage virtually. You have to actively manage that perception.
Which logically flows into the technical setup for video calls.
Absolutely. He says treat it seriously, almost like a TV production. And the number one thing, surprisingly,
Audio. Right.
audio. If they can't hear you clearly, forget it. Nothing else matters.
So find a quiet space, maybe some acoustic treatment panels, blankets. He mentions that kit.
Yeah, salesgravy.com/V skit. And invest in a decent microphone. Not the laptop mic, not a cheap headset. And definitely don't use your phone's audio for business calls.
Okay, audio first, then lighting. Avoid the bright window behind you.
The witness protection program.
Yeah.
Face the window if you can, get that natural light, manage any harsh glare.
And camera position, eye level is key.
Yep. Avoid the bobblehead too close. Avoid the stargazer looking up your nose. Just frame yourself naturally, head and upper torso.
Backdrops. He's not a fan of the standard virtual ones.
Generally, no. They can look cheesy or distracting. Better to have a clean, professional office space behind you.
Or create a custom one, like with Canva. Maybe use the customer's logo.
That's a great touch. Or even a branded trade show style display if you have one. Something intentional and professional.
Okay, tech setup covered. Now, the human elements. Making sure you come across well.
Right. Accessible, warm, credible, human, memorable. And first up is body language.
Needs to match what you're saying.
Absolutely. Builds trust. If you're just a talking head, the bobblehead view, it can actually reduce trust.
And facial expressions. Need to be more intentional on camera.
A bit more, yeah.
Yeah.
The camera picks up subtle things. Be mindful of your resting face, RBF or RAF as he calls it. Don't want to look bored or annoyed unintentionally.
Yeah. And standing up. That was interesting.
It really is. He says it can actually change your physiology, boost confidence hormones like testosterone, reduce cortisol. Makes you feel and appear more energetic and assertive.
And that energy can be contagious.
That's the idea. Plus, gestures. Use your hands naturally, make sure they're visible. Hiding hands can seem untrustworthy.
Okay, the big one. Eye contact. It's hard not to look at yourself on the screen.
So tempting. But you got to train yourself. Look at the camera lens. That's what creates the feeling of eye contact for the other person.
Standing up can help with that too. Seeing peripherals.
Yeah, raising the laptop slightly. And attention control. Huge. No multitasking.
If you zone out, they'll know.
They will. You miss cues, you damage credibility. Stay present. And, of course, effective listening.
Not just waiting to talk, but really trying to understand. Deep listening.
Using all your senses, even observing their nonverbals. Okay, physical appearance. Big deal virtually.
Always on, always video ready. Gotta look professional.
Even if you're working from home. Conservative business casual is the general advice. Solid colors, blues, greens work well. Collared shirts often good.
Make sure it fits well, it's clean. Avoid loud patterns, shiny fabrics.
Right. Things that distract or look weird on camera. No stains, no wrinkles.
And the pants question.
Wear pants. He makes 2 points. Enclothed cognition. Dressing the part makes you feel the part. And avoiding potential embarrassment.
Good points. Style long hair back. Maybe go easy on the video touch-up features.
Yeah, they can sometimes blur things if you're sharing your screen.
Even the meeting invite itself needs attention.
Simple stuff, but important. Clear subject, time, link, ID, and have a professional profile picture on the platform.
Okay, let's talk virtual presentations and demos. Shorter attention spans online, right?
Definitely. More temptation to multitask. So keep the core presentation tight, 10 to 20 minutes, he suggests, excluding interaction time.
Structure it clearly. Intro, meet, summary, next steps.
And practice, practice, practice to nail the timing. Getting interaction is harder virtually, too. That silence can be deafening.
Yeah, and avoid getting defensive like that salesperson in the demo pricing story.
Right. And watch out for red herrings.
Those questions or comments that take you off track.
Exactly. Someone asks about a minor feature you weren't planning to cover. Don't abandon your main goal to chase it. Stay focused.
But virtual demos themselves can be really effective when done right.
Absolutely. He gives examples, virtual test drives, virtual property tours, even complex machinery demos. It works.
Still, it can be stressful.
Mhm.
Tech issues, internet lags.
For sure. Fight or flight can kick in. He even shares his own webinar disaster story. That's why he pushes having a checklist.
A video sales called checklist to catch most potential problems beforehand. Smart.
Very smart. Okay, video messaging. This sounds cool.
Yeah, leveraging the law of reciprocity, personalized video makes people feel important.
Exactly. And that emotional experience is a huge predictor of outcome. So use it for prospecting.
Better open rates, breaks through the noise, builds familiarity,
Use it for follow-up after meetings. Reinforce value. Check their temperature.
and even to influence decisions later on. Expressing interest, recapping the case.
Yeah, showing how you'll help them win. He mentions a crazy 94% close rate for accounts getting these.
Wow, and you can just use your phone or webcam. Follow basic framing rules.
Yep. It's different from a micro demo, which is longer, more produced, showing the product. These are short, personal messages.
Send them how? Email, text, DM.
All options. Upload to Vimeo or YouTube with private links if needed. The key is, it's not a generic pitch. It's about connection.
Personalize it. Be authentic, but still professional.
Definitely. No, hey, Jeb, my man, that can backfire. He gives a framework. Relate first, don't pitch. Hook with value. Bridge their pain to your solution. And ask clearly.
Makes sense. Now, we can't forget the phone.
Absolutely not. Blount calls it the most versatile tool. Ignoring it is leaving money on the table.
He really pushes back on the "my customers prefer email" excuse.
Calls it self-justification for avoiding talking. Warns about robots taking over if all you do is email. Defaulting to asynchronous breaks connection.
And the phone's still huge for closing transactional short cycle stuff, right? Momentum.
Critical. And that gong steady finding. 41% higher close rates when inside sales rep blend phone and video tells you something.
Plus, using the phone proactively for relationship management. Staying in touch so competitors don't slip in.
And for deep discovery. It's efficient for talking to multiple stakeholders in a deal, not just the one person you think is the decision maker.
He lists different types: economic buyers, users, influencers. Need to understand each one's list.
Their needs, their motivations, what success looks like for them, and those anecdotes he shares about actual phone blocks.
The 51% contact rate, the 133 appointments in 15 minutes, kind of blows up the nobody answers myth.
It really does. Look, phone prospecting is stressful for many. People procrastinate.
Fear of rejection, not knowing what to say, handling objections.
All that. He acknowledges it sucks, but says it's necessary for top performance, big commissions. You have to be willing to interrupt relentlessly. When you fail to interrupt, you fail.
So keep it simple, professional. Get to yes, no, or maybe quickly. The framework.
5 steps. Identify yourself and why you're relevant. State the reason you're calling. Focus on them. Offer value. Ask for what you want, then shut up and listen.
Which leads right into crafting good because statements.
Yeah, based on Cialdini's principle, people like reasons. Give them a good reason, from their perspective, why they should talk to you.
Like, because many folks like you are dealing with X, we created Y.
Exactly. It takes work to develop good ones. Test them.
Yeah.
And you need some that are versatile enough for high-volume outreach, based on likely industry pains.
Okay, but even with a great because statement, you'll get objections.
Always. But here's the thing. They're usually predictable. You hear the same handful over and over.
So don't wing it. Prepare responses. Use scripts.
He strongly advocates for scripts, not to sound robotic, but to control your emotional reaction and deliver a thought-out response, like actors or politicians use.
Rehearse them until they sound natural. Look at what you say now when you get objections. Formalize what works.
And use the LDA framework. Ledge, disrupt, Ask.
Ledge is acknowledging. That's exactly why I called.
Yep. Disrupt is saying something unexpected, breaking their pattern. Then ask is re-engaging, going back for the appointment or conversation.
Okay, makes sense. What about voicemail? A lot of calls go there. Worth leaving one.
He argues yes.
Yeah.
Shares a story where persistence paid off. Quotes Iannarino.
Yeah.
It shows you're serious. It's your job to call.
So what makes a good voicemail?
4 objectives. Your name company. A relevant reason for calling about them. Offer compelling value for a callback. Curiosity, scarcity, insight, and clear contact info. Said slowly, maybe twice.
Personalize it based on research if you can. Don't try to trick them.
And sound confident, upbeat, professional. Never, ever call them out for not calling back. Just leave another good message later.
Got it. How about text messaging?
Powerful tool. Mobile, personal, good for account management, quick updates, check-ins after calls. Example, great chat earlier. How's the team feeling about X?
Keeping deals moving, sharing links, even prospecting.
Gently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe based on a trigger event. He gives 7 rules. Permission-based, concise, personalized, value-driven, clear CTA, professional tone, track results.
Okay, email. We know it's everywhere. Can be overused, feel cold.
Right. It's especially by asynchronous sellers.
Yeah.
But it has its place.
Yeah.
Speed, scheduling, privacy allows thought.
He lists cardinal rules. Think before sending, never negative, no profanity, sarcasm, professional tone, good subject lines.
Formal writing, no typos, clear, brief, reader-focused, proofread carefully, add recipients last.
He talks about targeted prospecting emails.
Kind of one of many, but sent individually, tailored to segments. Sales engagement platforms help manage this. Watch deliverability, avoid spam filters.
It takes thought, intention, the framework.
4 steps again. Open, compelling subject opening. Relate, connect emotionally, show understanding. Bridge, answer WIFM, what's in it for me? Ask, clear, easy CTA, maybe assumptive language.
Okay, direct messaging, the Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, because it integrates everything. Video, audio, files, links. Can even do transactions sometimes. Key is, all the rules apply. Same principles as other channels.
Good for active deals, customer service, account management.
Definitely. Advancing deals, follow-up discovery, updates, scheduling. Cold outreach is trickier, mostly LinkedIn, and only after building some familiarity. The 3 A's. Adopt, adapt, adapt.
Live website chat. People have strong feelings about those pop-up.
Totally. Hate robots like helpful humans. It can be a great CX tool, answer quick questions, solve problems.
Bad chat comes from bad human skills or bad bots. Human-led is better for outcomes.
For sure. It's a sales tool too, especially with microsites. Some reps resist, but then see colleagues winning with it.
It's a skill to learn. Tips.
Be fast. Soft approach. Ask good, open-ended questions. Humanize it. Show empathy. Listen actively. Be polite, professional, but authentic emojis can be okay. Smile, it comes through. Reactive versus proactive chats.
Social selling. It's woven in, but not a replacement for other activities.
Exactly. No magic pipeline from just posting. It enhances virtual selling, makes it smoother. The law of familiarity.
The more they see you, the more familiar, the more likely they are to engage.
That's the idea. Builds trust, eases communication. The 5 C's help build that familiarity. Consistency.
Regular activity gets you seen by algorithms.
Content, curate, and create valuable stuff. Connection network strategically. Conversation, engage meaningfully. And community participate where your prospects are. It takes time. It's a grind.
And your personal brand online is your reputation now.
Absolutely. Manage everything people see. Be careful, intentional. Avoid controversial stuff. His blunt advice, don't post dumb keep it neutral.
Your profile is key. Good headshot, clear bio, keywords, clean history, consistent branding.
Make contact info easy to find. Phone, email, website. Forget privacy, you're in sales.
Okay, almost there. Jedi mind tricks. He's against manipulation.
Firmly. Virtual selling is about authentic connection. Don't use tricky, closed-ended questions that create an illusion of control but kill real discovery. Ask open-ended questions.
And stalled deals often come down to not getting a clear next step.
Almost always. Emailing a proposal isn't a next step. You need a firm commitment, a date and time for the next interaction.
Finally, that story selling invisible trucks.
Great example of innovation. Using virtual selling to disrupt an established market during a recession. Adapting when challenges arose. Shows what's possible.
So, wrapping up. Virtual selling is this blend of art and science. Tech skills plus human connection. Intentionality across all channels.
You've done the deep dive. You're definitely well informed now.
Which leaves one final thought for you, the listener.
Yeah. Based on all this, What is one immediate action, just one thing you can take today to improve your virtual selling? Maybe it's fixing your lighting. Maybe it's drafting a better voicemail script. Maybe it's just standing up for your next video call.
Kick one thing, try it out, see what happens.